Recording. Okay, doctor.
Okay.
Now you can see me very well. Okay,
Yeah, I see.
okay. Let's start our test. What are the clothes typically worn by people in your country?
Uh, well, I think the most interesting clothes for the people in my country, it's related to the time changes between winter and summer. As you know, Iraqi people bearing from very cold weather in winter and very hot weather in summer. So the typical clothes make the people changes in the time, especially related to season and which time that wear it or not.
Thank you very much. Do fashions change often in your country?
I think so. I'm strongly believe the culture between the generation are mostly changed, and these changes may be related to interchanging with another people from another country through traveling, intercollaboration, and so on. So sure, the changes in fashion it's related to generation and related to the time.
Thank you. What are some of the strangest fashions you have seen?
Uh, I don't think about the strangest one, but I think it's a most right one or some unpleasant one. Because the strangest fashion, it's maybe for me, but not strange to other people. Sorry, but I think the unpleasant fashion may be related to cutting wears or open clothes may have some unpleasant style or expression for people they don't know what this fashion is.
Thank you. What styles can you name that were in fashion but are not anymore?
Uh, I think the fashion that can I name may be related to our tradition clothes, such as a long dress in our country with some head caps that people put it on their head or putting on their shoulder. It's called ikal or dishtasha. I think it's not anymore presented in the West.
Thank you very much. Can you describe a typical costume of the people in some part of your country?
Sure, in my country, there are a lot of customs between people different from north to the south. I think it's related to the religion, related to the culture, related to the environment in some manner. All of these customs are changed between different ethnic and different people in regions and in areas that they are habitant in it.
Thank you very much. Uh, what are some good places to buy clothing in your country?
Uh, well, I think, to my mind, the last few decades, people used to shop from bazaar and from local areas, called it souk. But nowadays, everyone they need some clothes to buy it. Can go to shopping center, to the big malls, and get the brands of different clothes names and different qualities. So the places I think is changed from that in the past, and I think that in the future it might be changes from that big malls to another new places.
Thank you very much. Now we will have here, uh, just let me magnify this one to make it bigger. Okay, now it's clearer. You will have these questions. Uh, you will take 1 to 2 minutes to think about the answer. You may write notes if you like. Doctor, indeed, you
Okay.
will write notes. You need to write notes here, at least 2 or 3 words that you might use. You already know that. Okay.
Okay.
You will have, after that, 1 to 2 minutes to think. Start,
Okay.
please. Are ready to answer?
Yeah, I'm
You may start. You will have 2 minutes starting from now. Start.
okay. Um, the most interesting clothes or dress that I so like it, I think it's related to really time and also freely moving and walking within it. The best one, I think, the casual clothes, such as the jeans, the shirts, and maybe some jackets, maybe leather or normal jackets. All of these clothes, I feel it too freely when I wear it, more than other formal clothes. But sometimes, if I have an invitation to attend some ceremony, some symposium, some formal meeting. Uh, mm, I think I ought to wear some clothes that make me appear more formal in this invitation. But usually, I prefer casual clothes and dress. Um, Buying the new clothes, I think it's related to the demand, and sometimes may be related to some trend or change in the fashion or changes in the mood of the generation between 80s and 30s, 30s and 40s. So even 5 or 4 years, I think should change the trend or change the clothes that you are wearing. Um, Sometimes when I go to shopping or buying a new clothes, may accompanied by wife and my children, but mostly I like to go alone to select more properly, more conveniently the best clothes for a special moment or special attending clothes and such as that.
Thank you very much.
Um,
Thank you
yeah.
very much. Okay. Thank you. Do people behave differently depending on what they are wearing?
Uh, sure. It's some people in our country has adopted to change their mind about someone according to the clothes that they wear. But honestly, I think it's not important to see what they wear more than who they wear these clothes.
Thank you very much. Do you think it's fair for people to judge you by the way you dress?
Uh, sure, I don't think so, because your judgment on the clothes, it's a false judgment on this person. The personality, it's related to the talking, related to the almost things such as mindset, such as education, more than the clothes that they wear.
Thank you very much. Should people dress according to their tastes or according to what people say looks well on them?
In my opinion, I think it's in somewhat it's related to the generation you have lived, and also the time that people looking for you about your clothes. So the Charles and white jeans nowadays it's not preferred by the generation and by the people. But in sometimes you can change your trends or change of your casual food, casual clothes, sorry, about what you wear according to your taste, especially the wideness of the shirt, the wideness of your jeans, the type, the colors, and the style. All of these things, it's related to you, but according to the style of the generation.
Thank you very much. Uh, are there any situations where people should be required to wear uniforms or follow dressing codes?
Sure, I think there's a lot of situations and moments that people should follow the wear uniform of that moment or a meeting. For example, in universities, in ceremony, in national holidays, all of these moments, I think the uniform is too important. Even the choosing of color, selecting of style, all of this should follow or designated to follow the uniform of that moment or situations.
Thank you very much. What do you think the idiomatic expression a wolf in sheep's clothing means?
Well, I think maybe related to a feeling of a wolf in the clothes of the sheep. Sometimes person may dress uniformly and prestigiously, but when they talking or behave such as a wolf, I think the wolf in sheep it related to the feeling and the clothes or behavior and the clothes. All of this criteria may be idiomatic expression about unpleasant behavior of good style clothes that you are weird.
Thank you very much. Do you think it's important to wear fashionable clothes?
Well, in some matter, I may agree to wear a fashionable clothes, but all these fashionable clothes may be related to the cost. If you have a good salary and a high class professional position, uh, maybe wear some fashionable clothes, or in sometimes you can wear it, but almost of time and almost of people they don't wear that clothes because it's too costly and maybe salty price.
Thank you very much. Uh, Sorry, just a second. Does the fashion industry have an adverse influence on people?
Um, well, to be honest, I think the fashion industry nowadays have a lot of impact on the people in our country and maybe around the world, because this fashion industry uh, recently has adopted a lot of ideas, a lot of brands enters inside the a newly country or developing country, makes the people change their mind about the casual clothes and even for the uniform clothes. So the fashion industry absolutely have an adverse effect in changing mind about the culture, but not completely have adverse influence.
Thank you very much, Doctor. You did really well here. and you deserve a real high mark here. You've got only three mistakes within the entire test, within your
Thank
entire
you very
test.
much.
Okay, just
Okay.
the three mistakes. This is all what you have got within your entire test. Okay. Sorry, just a second. I will share the other test with you. Just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, doctor. Would you please introduce yourself?
My name is Ammar Muhi, the first name Ammar and the surname Muhi.
Thank you very much. What do you do every day?
Well, every day I went to work and do my practice in a clinic and in academic university. Uh, but sometimes on weekends or holidays, I went to spend a good time with my friends or my family.
Thank you. What would you like to change about your daily routine?
Uh, I think the most important things that I need to be changed within the time, it's the number of hours that I'm working in and also the style of the work. Because recently I have some health problem in my backbone and also in my cervical vertebrae. So I think it's mandatory now and should change all this daily routine work time.
Thank you. Are all your days the same?
Um, Accordingly, I think it's the same. It is the same, but may spend a good time in holidays, in weekends, and in special moments with birthday of my sons and daughter, and the rhythm of the life is changed accordingly or periodically.
Thank you. What's the balance of a study and a free time in your normal day?
I think the study time and the free time or leisure time it's related to your effort and insight power. So the early morning, I think it's related to hard working, studying, reading, and doing some big deal for your work and or study. But at the evening, and when you are returned back from your work, when you are returned back home, there's sometimes for 1 or 1.5 hours to see some series events on the TV, and you can follow your social media on Facebook and such as that.
Thank you very much. Okay, doctor. In the second question, when I asked what do you do every day, you answered with simple past twice. You said I went, I went. It should have been go and go because a simple present
Yeah.
that means a repeated action.
Okay.
Uh, Also in the third question, you use is a lot of. It should have been a lot of. And here in the last question, you said uh, uh, go or something like that. You should have deleted the auxiliary because when we use the simple and you repeated it twice also. When we use the simple present, we don't use any auxiliary with it unless it's negative or interrogative. I mean negative or question. Okay.
Okay.
Well, now, part two. Part two. You will have 1 to 2 minutes to think about this question, and you may write notes if you like. Then, after that, you'll have 1 to 2 minutes to talk. Start. Thank you very much. You may start
Okay.
now.
Uh, well, I think the most valuable things that I own it recently is my a postdoctorate degree in professional digital dentistry. This academic degree, I got it uh, last time since 2017. This degree, it's a great, valuable manner that I got it along my life, and I think it had a lot of things given to me for that period. After 3 or 4 years later, uh, after I got it this degree, I think the baseline of my knowledge, the background of professionality, all of these things makes me more strong academically, scientifically, and even socially. I have a lot of coordinators, relationship, academic interrelation abroad. All of these followers and the public relation makes me more proud about this degree. This degree designated to achieve the best quality of the academic around the world from overseas and internationally from east to the west. My doctorate degree, I got it from Glasgow University in UK. And I think it's important to me, uh, give me a lot of advancement, a lot of insight, empower, and a lot of impact in my society.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What kind of positions shows status in your country?
Uh, I think the most important position shows status in my country. It's related to your manpower and your financial state. For example, if you have your own home, your own cars, your own family, I think it's mostly uh, grateful and wonderful in my country.
Do you think it was different for your grandparents?
Uh, I think that people in the past uh, may be different from our past, from present days or nowadays in a different manner of position of and also in the lifestyle. So sure, I think it's completely different from that time of the grandparents because nowadays the pupil uh, has got their a position such as automatic cars, contemporary houses, flats, and such as that, that are completely different from past time.
Thank you. Modern society is often called materialistic. Why do you think it is so?
Um, well, to my mind, I think it's really clear and optimistic because the life or nowadays lives uh, are usually or actually predilected toward materialistic. Everything need money, everything need a lot of achievement in your power, in your stressful effort. All of these things can spend your time and your power profusely and mainly within the time. So after 5 or 10 years later, you will find yourself uh, uh, give up and yeah, and you didn't have a lot of time to do another thing. So I think the modern society ultimately is materialistic.
Thank you. Do you think consumerism is a positive or negative development?
Uh, I don't think so. Even if I'm not in a matter of this issue, but I think the consumerism is related to which type of consuming that you are spending. For example, if you are spend or consume a lot of food, a lot of clothes, and such as that, sure, it's a negative development. There's a lot of waste money and waste time. But if you consume for some technology to develop something using an online consuming to reach a farthest point in the world to see what the approach or opportunity to achieve some task in medicine, in science. I think that consumerism is a positive impact in that issue.
Thank you very much. What's the role of advertisement in consumerism?
Sure, the advertisement in consumerism have a great role and a high value impact of the success or failure of this consumerism because they have specific ways and special issue that are crucial to success your product to be consumed or to reach around the world easily. All of these facilities in advertisement, visually, literaturely, and even audibly may reach to a lot of consumer that may manage their demand according to this advertisements.
Thank you very much. Okay, doctor. In the first test, you deserve over 7, really. 7,
Okay.
7.5, something like that. But in this test, you deserve 6.5 to 7. I would tend to give you 7 for this test. For the
Okay.
first test, no, it would be better to have 7.5 for you, really, because,
Okay.
okay, here you had some grammatical mistakes, 3 grammatical mistakes you had, the ones which I have told you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you did well. You did well, doctor. Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name?
Sorry. My name is Ammar Mohi. My first name is Ammar, and my surname is Mohi.
Do you have a nickname?
Usually, my family called me Ammar, and I think it's appropriate as a nickname for me nowadays.
Is your name common or popular in your country?
Absolutely, yes, because a lot of people, especially male one, have the same name of me. So the Amma and Umar is commonly and so popular in our country.
What does it mean?
I think every name in country and in my country and around the world, it's related to some meaning. But to be honest, I think it's maybe related to some religious prophet accompanying person and some manner of building an idea, building of some thought and feeling. It's related to the my name.
Who names people in your culture?
Almost of people that have the right or have the passionate orders to call a child or newborn people in our country is a grandfather or the grandmother. Even if the small family have just a father and mother, almostly one of them can have a right to call the newborn child or infants.
Are there any naming customs in your culture?
Um, I think the customs naming, it's related to um, religion, ethnicity, and also maybe related to the regions. All of these naming customs may be related to a certain time, generation names. For example, in past days, there's a lot of common names were popular in country, but nowadays all of these uncommon. And nowadays we have some names that are common in country, maybe the next day they will disappear.
Thank you very much. Now you will have the part two. You will have subject to talk about. You will have 1 to 2 minutes to think about. You may write notes if you like. Then, after you finish your time of thinking of the answers and taking your notes, you will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about. Start.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yes, please.
Uh, well, as far as I'm concerned about my personality and how can I look like, I think my personality may be to resemble to my grandfather, have the same figure out style, even my eyes and facial expression is so resemble to a grandfather. And if I have a time to talk about myself, the personality inside and outside, in the effects and expressions and so on, I think the loyalty, uh, innocence, and simplicity is the most uh, personality expression that I have. Um, Maybe other parts of emotional and logical uh, systematic figures that I have, but maybe emotional more rather than the logical factors. Uh, about the positive and negative point, I think if I begin with the most negatively one, I think the emotional is the most negatively factors that I have in my personality, almost of ideas, almost of decision I may take it according to the emotional more than logical. But after the time, if I see myself go away from the right things or final decision, I return back to take a logical decision and logical follows or regulations.
Thank you very
The
much.
first, thank you.
Thank you very much. Because you finished the 2 minutes. Okay, doctor? Okay.
Okay,
Doctor, you are doing well, but you need to speak faster in the second part. I noticed that
okay,
you take 10 to 20 extra seconds. Okay?
okay, okay,
That's not on your side, really. In the
okay,
following test, which is after this one, I want you to speak faster. Okay?
okay, okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do you think a person's name is of any importance?
Sure, I think the good names, the pleasant names, have a great impact on the personality of the person that they are peered. If you have a bad names or a or disgust name, I think have a negative impact on this person.
Much? How well can we judge a person's character from his appearance?
To my mind, I think the character of the patient, maybe from the facial expression, can predict almost of the personality, almost of the behavior, and from the talking and also from the social contact with the neighbors and with the relatives. All these things, I think. Can make anyone um, judge about this person to be is a good person or not.
Okay. Are first impressions important?
In somewhat, sure, I think the first impression is important, especially for a newly meeting person and from traveler, visitor, and so on, because your first impression can predict and depict the thoughts and personality of this person to the followers, to the people that they are follow you.
What makes people change?
Uh, I think the bad things and bigger problems make people change their demand and change their behavior to do something. Sometimes people not easily change their behavior normally and resiliency. But in a bigger problem, and if they are too critical, a so critical situation makes the people change their mind, change their decision, and also change their behavior along with the time.
How have you changed over the years?
Uh, I think my changings along the last years, maybe after 35 or 30s, um, I has changed more than before, maybe due to some mistakes that I do it in my life, maybe related to the personality, to some decision. So if I reveal to you some secrets, maybe predilected from emotional to the logical personality last time, and I think it's a good choice for me to be away from the problem, to be away from some big deals in my life.
Okay, okay. What are some things you would like to change about yourself?
Um, well, I think the person still change until reach to a specific age, maybe after 60s or even more. I think the life it's not on one rhythm, and every day we can suppose change our personality to what the situation we are exposed, and maybe in the future I might be change my personality and may and it would be more positive or negative. I didn't know, but I hope it will be in a positive side.
Thank you very much. Okay. Although you missed a question here, you also have two grammatical mistakes, but you really deserve 7 to 7.5 because you did really well here.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you very
you,
much.
you said I has, you should have, I has changed, you should have said I have changed. And in the last three sentences, you said I might be changed. No, you should have said I may change or I might change. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Uh, the last test, is that okay to start now or to take a rest?
Okay.
To
Okay.
start
As you
now?
wish.
Okay. Okay,
As you like.
doctor. Now, how would you define a friend?
Um, well, I think the friends in your life is a such connector to your life to reach for another side. So your friend is your relative to another side.
Thank you very much. Do you have many friends?
Yeah, sure. I have a lot of friends, and all of them we have some emotional, we have some memories that are sharing together every time, every day, maybe by pictures, maybe by telephone, by calling, and sometimes may spending a good time to talk about past memories and past date, and all of these friends have a good connection and communication. Most of them.
How often do you see your friends?
Um, my friend usually I see them on holidays, and sometimes and some of my friends I meet them periodically, maybe in work, in some meeting, some symposium. And some of my friends may call them by telephone because they are live abroad, and we don't see everyone uh, maybe from 2 or 3 years ago.
Thank you. Are your childhood friendships different from those in adulthood?
Yeah, sure. The children that I met them in my childhood completely is different from that in adulthood. The child life has had its own friendship relation, and adulthood is the same. I think it's a time manner.
Thank you. What are some things you do to maintain friendship?
I think good behavior and a nice reputation about the friendship relation, and maybe saving a good time for talking, for sharing some ideas, some expression, life expression, makes you maintain a good relation, friends and relatives.
Have you ever broken off or you lost touch with a friend?
Uh, Well, I don't think so, but I think I have some of my friends may dismiss them or missing them along my life. I think it's not related to some broken off or losing touch with them due to some big manner, but maybe due to they are going away or didn't see it, and there is no connection with them by social media or telephone number.
Thank you very much. Now you have 1 to 2 minutes to think about this subject. You may write notes
Okay.
if you like. Then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about it. Start. You may start right now, but before you start, Doctor, I want you
Yeah.
to speak faster than the
Okay.
previous test or tests. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, start.
Uh, if I need to talking about the friendship, the best friend to me is Qusay. And Qusay, I met him in university when we were in the first class in dentistry college. Qusay from Iraq, from Baghdad, from a big house, family, and a famous name family in Baghdad. But now he lives in New York, in USA. Because I have some similarity and variation from me, but I think both of similarity and difference, such as mosaic interplugging between me and you and him, and this similarity and difference makes both of us so engaged together, and one complement to another one in everyday life, in meetings, in calling, and so on. Um, Usually, when Qusay was in Iraq, and if he come to Iraq as a visitor, we went outside usually to chill up, and also to crack some jokes, spending good time in restaurant, in some and have some leisure time together. Uh, I'd like from him as a person. He was so loyal and not deceiving me or cheating me in every moment or every time before. So the best friend, such as Kusai, I welcomed him.
Thank you very much. You did well. Within 1:57 or 58 seconds, you could answer. Okay? Before we
Thank
go
you
to
very much.
part 3, remember always in the second part, in part 2 questions, you may start with any question you like. Okay,
Okay.
doctor?
Huh. Okay. Okay.
It's not important to start from the first question. You may
Ah.
start even from the last
Okay.
question, from the second. You are free. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Do you prefer to have a few closer friends or many who are not very close?
Uh, as far as I'm concerned, I think the little relationship, sorry, a few relationship with a closer friend, more proper than a lot of relation with many people that they didn't have or don't have a good relation with them, because a few number of closer friends support you, compliment you, makes you more positive, more beneficial than another relations.
Can a best friend make a difference to one's life?
Sure, I think the best friend you can um makes you change your mindset and the vision to your life, may build together the goals for the success, and also approach to your scope and discipline easily with this good friend or close friend.
Which one is more important? Choosing a friend who is similar to you or different from you?
I think the similarity and difference is not related to how this friend is similar to you or maybe different from you, but to how extent you are both of them uh, have the same ideas to reach this scope, to these goals together. For example, if you take the car and the driver are the same that are taking a ship and reach to another side.
How
So
can
both
it,
of them, it's sorry.
sorry, thank you very much. How can internet help people to develop friendship in a broader context?
Uh, well, I think the nowadays online connections and the social media give you approach to reach to far away more than your country or than more than your relationship. But in the same manner, I think the online relationship it's easily shallow relation, not deep than face-to-face relation. So I not prefer strongly the online relationship, but sometimes you can meet someone or have a good position, a scientific manner of a good reputation in your professional field, such as that you can provide you with a lot of information and makes you and him or her together approach to the same point, and you are friend together. So all of these criteria of a friendship in online facilities, I think it's not a good idea to do a deep relationship as a friendship or a classmate.
Thank you very much. You did really well here. You had just
Thank
two
you.
simple mistakes. You said I not. In part three, you should have said I don't. And
Yeah,
in part two, about your friend Kusai, you said when he comes from the States, from America, we went. You should have said we go. Okay? Thank you very
yeah.
much. You deserve also 7 to 7.5. You
I think the
deserve,
picture is
yes.
still fixed. Yeah,
Okay, you deserve 7 to 7.5 also. Thank you very much.
thank you.